HTH Weekly Live News. This episode is brought to you by Lively Inc. Yes, they are also the provider for us, our studio, when we do live podcasts, all that good stuff. They're great people. They do all the cosmetic makeup needs that you need. Canyon Lake, Texas. So head over there. Terry Lively and Megan Lively. All right. We're just waiting for Emily. So as soon as she comes on, we'll get going. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. Man, it's been crazy. Iron Palace had their big games this weekend. Pretty cool. It's like pretty excited about all that. It seemed like there's some big games that have been going on this weekend. We're gonna have a lot of that next week, and we'll be able to get into all that. So as soon as we get a little more contact, we're gonna be starting putting all that. But we are going to be heading out not this week, but the week after to Florida for Masters World Championship. I'm actually competing, so we're going to be doing that. I will be live broadcasting that, but it will only be our class because I don't have time to be moving cameras and doing all that good stuff that I want to do. So other than that, that's all we really got going on. We are just waiting. Let's see what we got. Now all messages are like my shirt. Here we go. All right.
I figured it out.
Okay. Yeah. We tried to do it last week with Ted, and we tried to send it like through Facebook message or something like that. And it like sent him all over the place. It was pretty wild. But once I figured out that it was better through email, I was like, okay, that's how I'm sending it for now on.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Like I said, it's just like a FaceTime call. It's just goes through and just puts two calls together at the same time. So it's pretty simple.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm digging around for my headphones because that just makes sense.
You're all right. Yeah, I forgot mine last week, and I was like trying to listen to it, and the washing machine was going and everything. I was like, oh no, this isn't fun.
I have 3 dogs, and they are tromping around the house.
Nice.
Ha! See if I can get them to connect real quick. Lindsay's a minute.
It is paused in the most funniest places.
No. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, it worked. I figured it. Okay. Goodness. Okay, I think I'm all set.
Okay.
Okay.
It has you lag. Am I lagging on your end?
No?
Oh, okay. It must just be my connection then.
Okay. No, you're talking and your lips are moving.
All right, perfect. Yeah, it has. You're clipping a little bit, but it might be my connection on this end, like doing that. So,
Okay.
all right. So, let's talk about your big exciting news, Mrs. World record holder right now.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting. I did compete in New Hampshire yesterday and tried to break it again.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. I was pretty shot by the end of the day, but yeah. So the previous record was 36 feet set by Nikita Lee. Oh, that's her middle name, Nikita Marzano, in 2019 at Pleasanton. And so just since then, Sheaf is my favorite event. I just love to throw it, and I've been trying just to match hers at the very least.
Right.
And this year, I figured out something and was able to throw it for a total of like 26 inches over the previous record.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you had broken it already, right? You broke it like 5 times within a little bit of amount of time, or 4
Yeah. In Enumclaw, I broke it twice. So I broke it with a 36 1, and then we went to 37 2 because that's as high as the standard would go. And then again in Estes, actually a few weeks ago, we said let's try for 38 feet. Cleared 38 feet. Then I'm like, okay, let's try 38.4. We cleared 38.4, and then I really wanted to get 40, and everyone said it's there. So I'm pretty excited and pretty pumped to try to get that 40 foot.
Yeah, that's big. That's really big. I mean, everybody's pretty pushing the sport pretty hard right now, so it's nice to. I like to see world records broken all the time. So I was just
Yeah,
flipping through and I saw you.
My goal is to make it pretty unreachable for a long time.
Yeah, hey, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you break it. You went down, and as soon as it went over, you hit the ground. I was like, oh, she just crushed that record. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Enumclaw has a really hyped up crowd. Like they usually come a little bit early for the caber palooza is what they call it, where like every class is throwing caber one right after the other. So there's like 5 classes throwing caber. So people start coming early, and Sheaf is right before caber, so they usually get a really good show in, and they really are the MVPs. They helped me get it over the standard.
Yeah,
Felt the energy through my feet.
I love the crowd when it comes to something big. When I switched from B class and I went over to be a lightweight, I was about to turn 40, and I was like, well, I'll just wait and I'll just be kind of a master's lightweight and just kind of run with that. And we threw in San Antonio, and that's like my home games. That's where I started throwing and stuff. And I hadn't thrown anything over like 22 in forever, just because I'd cut like almost 50 pounds, and I just hadn't really established my sheath back. And so I got up to 26, and I was ready to go for it. And everybody got behind it, and the whole crowd and all the other athletes were in it, and it was just like, oh, and it hit it. And I was like, all right, I feel accomplished again.
Yeah.
So what's the next big game stage you got going
on? We have North Georgia this weekend, and then in a couple weekends, Celt Fest in Mississippi. That's one of Danny Webster's games that he's trying a new format with.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So that format is for the pro women and am women, and the pro men and am women, or amateur men, and then masters men and women. They get a monetary prize for every place they get per event, and then an overall prize too.
Oh wow.
So that's kind of big. Yeah, you can walk away with some cash.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see this new format because it introduces a lot of the amateur people to kind of on the cusp of what they could become if, they just kept at it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've only had a couple games that paid out cash. they were just like, well, we're too lazy to get trophies, so we're just gonna give you all money. I was like, hey, that's good enough. I'm cool with money too.
Hey, that's okay.
I was like, I will take that all day long. It's like I came here and through for free, basically. So yeah, I'm having a good day.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
money's always
yeah,
good involved.
yeah.
So what's your end game? What's your goal for the Highland Games? How you want to set your footprint?
I don't know that other than like making the sheaf records unattainable. I just, I just really want to be a good influence and get more people into the sport.
Okay.
Um, I feel like the women's class is up and coming. It's getting a little more popular. It's becoming like a crowd favorite, I
Right.
believe. And I do my best to engage the crowd. I go out and like hand out stickers and like try not to be creepy with like the children and stuff, but I'm like, hey, show me your kids. I got stickers. Bring your children to me, please. Like, but not creepy. I have something for them. Yeah. So
That doesn't help at all. So.
no, no, no. But it's great because then like the crowd will ask questions and then you kind of just get to interact and they get a more or a better understanding of the sport. So all around, it's a good deal.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's kind of, I mean, I know that's kind of what we're doing here. The whole thing with HTH was just to get more people engaged, have one platform to engage everybody all at once,
Yeah.
and give people something to really watch. Because, I mean, right now we don't really have like a set media, or there's not like a channel that's actually putting on Highland Games where you can actually watch a game live.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like that. So,
No.
I was like, you know what? I'm coming to the end of my career. I'm gonna be 41 next month, and my knees are shot, and I've been through 3 rotator tears and surgeries, and I just need to find what I want to do after this. And I was like, I think this is it. Start broadcasting, doing live games. Get on the pro circuit. Really just give something to look at. When people get on. But it drives me crazy every time I see people, and they're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Well, I do the Highland Games." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, I throw stones and I flip trees and I work kilts." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I saw that one time."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh no, I can make that better."
The dreaded question I get is because I do travel a lot and I travel with my fork. I put
Mm-hmm.
it in a snowboard bag, and they're like, "Oh, is this what is it?" I'm like, "It's just sporting equipment." And they're like, "Oh, like a snowboard or skis?" I'm like, "Yeah, or a pitchfork." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't it's for sporting equipment. That's all you need to know. I don't want to explain it.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
going to understand."
Yeah, we're
So,
driving to Florida for Masters World Championship. So I was like, all right,
oh, are
that's one
you?
less. Yeah, we're driving. My dad
Okay.
lives in Georgia, so I figured we'd just stop off there and
Oh, that's
see him
nice.
before. And so I was like, well, I don't have to worry about traveling. But then I saw everybody like going to great lengths to travel with their force because we have a lot of Texas athletes that are flying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I couldn't imagine like getting there and my fork disappear or something. And I'm like, I've been using this thing for like 8 years. So when we
Yeah.
decided to drive, I was like, all right, I feel a little more comfortable with that. So
Yeah, because I've heard stories where, I mean, I haven't experienced it, but my husband has, and some of my close friends have, where they show up to the airport. They're at their destination. Their bag is still where they flew in from or out
oh,
of. So, and they're like, "Well, we can maybe get it to like tomorrow, like at noon." They're like, "No, I need it like by 8 a.m."
yeah. Yes, we start
Yeah,
going early.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the snowboard bag that I got is like hot pink, so you
Nice.
can't miss it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it on purpose. I did it on
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, I've heard some people talk about it. It goes back and forth. Some people are like, yeah, put it in this, but no, because that's not what it's made for, and they're going to give you a hard time at the airport about it. And it's like, well, I guess you got to take your chance when you take your chance.
Yeah, I've had zero issues. If I just
Yeah.
am like, it's sporting equipment, I've got my cleats in there, whatever else, and they're like, "Well, we're not liable for damages." I'm like, "I'll sign off on it, but I would
Yeah.
like for you to check this bag." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for the most part, they're all right.
I figure worst come to worst, if I ever had to travel with it, I would just take the fork head out and just buy a new handle when I get to wherever I'm going to get. But
Oh no, some people, for the tines, I put like, I found like wine corks, and I put them into like a half-inch PVC pipe, like elbows, and then a T and connect it, and like it's literally this apparatus that uh, fits right into the tines. and then I just cover it with a bag that ties at the handle, and that's about it. And then I put that in my snowboard bag.
Yeah.
But a lot of
Just-
people travel with just like that.
Yeah, just like that. I know. I see people all the time. They're like, "Yeah, I'm just throwing it in there and go." And I'm like, "Shit, all right."
Yeah. It's risky because I think the second time I've traveled with a fork, it arrived broken in half. So I was like, all right, I got to do something better than just putting it in this flimsy bag.
Yeah.
I need to get something more substantial.
Some people travel with, they have like the carbon fiber handles and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like,
Mhm.
everybody's trying to find the next durable thing to, prolong
Yeah.
their fork life and stuff. So
Yeah. That's pretty nice. My husband has it, and it breaks down into three. So the handle breaks down into two parts, and then the fork tines also break down or come
wow.
off. Yeah, so he can put it in a large suitcase and check
Not
it and
bad.
be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. They have any movement in the handles where they click together or anything like that?
It's got like the little push, like almost like a pop-up tent, like the push in
The push buttons on there.
button. Yeah, and then at the head where the tines go down. Oh man, I forgot what tool it's called, but it looks like an octagon, like
An Allen wrench?
screw. Yes.
Wrench?
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Yes. I was like, that thing.
That thing,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
octagon thing.
And it's actually Steve Laser made that fork. And he gave me like 3 different tine heads to put in it. I broke one after using it for 2 years. It just broke clean off of the shaft that goes into the handle.
Yeah.
And so my husband is using a modified tine for it right now. And then I haven't practiced with the tine that I prefer for it. I got it coated in Teflon, and it's super fast, and I'm not used to it.
Oh,
So yeah, it's so fast. But yeah, if it breaks down, it's way more just feasible to travel with.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just
Mhm.
talking about Steve Laser the other day on our podcast. Christian
yeah.
was on there. We were talking about him. We said if there's ever a Highland Games calendar, that he's such a beautiful man that he's going on the cover of it.
Oh, jeez. He'd probably appreciate that.
Yeah. Of course,
Oh,
Christian had to
Laser.
hit him up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to message him, let him know." So when he posted it, he posted just that clip of him talking about Laser. I was like, "That's hilarious."
Oh boy.
All right.
Geez.
Well, it was good talking to you.
Yeah.
Eventually, when we get a remote podcast up, we'll have you on for an extended amount of time. We can really get into some depth about some stuff.
Sure.
It'll be awesome. So,
Yeah.
but for now,
Well, then I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Are you gonna be Imagine World Championship?
My husband is. I'm gonna go watch everybody.
What division is he in?
Masters lightweight.
Oh, he's in my division.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
No. All right. That's cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
awesome.
I enjoy some competition.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. All right. Well, it was great talking to you. Looking
You
forward to
too.
seeing y'all this weekend, and hope you'll have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. There you go. All right. Wow, that was quick. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Man, he clicked up first thing. I was like, man, I'm so shocked. Me and Ted had such a hard time last week trying to get it to connect. And so both times, as soon as she clicked it and added it, as soon as you went and added it, I was like, perfect. So how's it going? Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I've been following y'all and seeing all your posts and everything. I'm so jealous. I haven't thrown in a game since early this year. So just itching for it. So oh wow. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I haven't thrown since April. Yeah, I haven't thrown since April. So I everything's been putting forth to Masters World Championship. So and then down here in Texas, we don't practice or anything, from June to September, really. It's just too hot down here to do anything outdoors. So, I was like, my job to do Masters World Championship now. It's the hardest time for us to practice. um, Not this weekend, but the weekend after. It's the first weekend in October at Jacksonville, Florida. Yes, I will be at Austin, but I won't be. I'll be live broadcasting on Saturday. That's going to be our big
Okay.
premiere. We're going to live broadcast the whole games and do all that, and then I'm actually throwing on Sundays because they actually have a Masters lightweight division, which nobody ever has that. So it's gonna be real good. So let's talk about your big 97 foot.
I mean, lightweight's always kind of come. I wouldn't say easy, but it's definitely from the beginning. It was one of the events that I kind of clicked with, and I thought kind of early on that it would be kind of an option to throw pretty far because like my last year as an AM was 2018, and I threw 88 feet that year. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
next year, right? And it never seemed to. I mean, I didn't throw past 88
Oh
until
wow.
this year. So it took a while to kind of get back to where I was as an AM for some reason. I think taking the year off from competing the past year and kind of letting my body heal up as much as possible helped a lot. And then I really my love for the sport kind of got renewed. Like 2020, I've been 2022 Worlds. My knee was in a really bad place. I finished seventh in Worlds when I should have been fighting, for the win. And I wasn't super into it at that point. I was kind of over it. And, even some of the guys that talked to me, like, or I'd talk to them, I was probably retired. Some kind of awoke a year later around the same time that Worlds was, and then kind of renewed my passion for it. So, training's been a lot more consistent this past year, getting ready for this season, just trying to get back to where I was, and it everything seemed to kind of click, and I'm excited that it's going as far as it is.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had a little mini retirement. I tore my rotator in 21, and that was my third time tearing it, and I was just like, I'm over it, man. Just I've been doing this sport since 2015, and I don't know what else to do. It's like I can't keep getting hurt, and then I was like, I
Yeah,
went through some life changes, and my partner was like, "Man, you need to do it. You need to cut the weight. You're gonna be a masters lightweight, and go out there and do something." And it's like, all right. So I cut 45 pounds and dropped down and just started just whooping
oh,
everybody. And I was like, I like this. I like this winning thing. I can keep up with this. So
it's a fun sport to do, but when you're not competitive the way that you should be, or that you think you should be, it can definitely be hard to want to continue all the training for it and the travel for it, and so that's why I think having this kind of comeback this year has been really good for just
right. Yeah, it's hard to do. I see some people. I mean, I was always in the middle of the pack. I could never get up, and like every time I would try to make a move to A class, I would just go out there and just get demolished, and I would lose my grip on it. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to keep just losing. Like, just give me something. So I can tell it
yeah,
as especially from somebody who's like me. I'm super competitive. Like I want to win everything. Like I don't care what it is. If it's some type of competition, I want to be there. Because I've been an athlete my whole life, so it's like now it's like I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna end my career in a good place. I'm supposed to be retiring this year, go to Masters World Championship, do what I'm supposed to do, maybe throw a couple more games, but 2025, my focus is HTH, it's all that. So but
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, man, 97 feet is a huge accomplishment. I mean, just
Yeah, it was. it was interesting because at the moment I was stoked that it
Yeah.
happened. For like a minute after, I was actually really bummed because it was, I'd wanted the world record all year because once I broke 90 feet, I was like, I know I can do 97. Um, and so when it was, just 6 inches short of that world record, it kind of made the rest of the day go by real slow because I was just like so close, but still so
Yeah.
far. Um, so it was an interesting like mindset the rest of the day. Like I was kind of over the day,
Yeah.
honestly. Like got kind of what I quite. So, the rest of the day was kind of like
Yeah.
meh.
It's just like, that's all I came here. Just give me a lightweight. Just let me throw that and I'm good.
Well, I mean, that's, after Worlds, my focus was like I wanted to try and break the lightweight record and the sheaf
Yeah.
record because I've been close in both. And so my focus up until basically this
Yeah.
lightweight and sheaf. Like that's all I practiced. That's all I really, put any kind of effort into. And it obviously has worked in the lightweight. I've gotten closer
Yeah.
than anyone else has, um, but
So,
yeah.
so do, so,
But yeah, my focus now.
so do you have it in you? Can you break it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I can. I have one more game, Celtic Classic, and Celtic games of the season, but I don't think the field lends itself to
Yeah.
those types of throws. Um, we'll see. I mean, you never know what can happen on the day. But just knowing, I kind of knew that after Estes, with the other two games that I had, it was going to be if I don't do because Estes has a really really nice weight. You're up at 7,000 feet. Like that's probably one of the best places for like lightweight
Yeah.
and hammers. And um, yeah, it'll be interesting. But if I can get it this weekend, I know it's
Yeah.
in there, right? I mean, I've hit it in practice before, and I'm pretty consistent between 90 and 95 on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I think I can do it. We'll see if it can
Yeah.
happen this weekend.
You look so light on your feet. I mean, every time I see you throwing the lightweight, I mean, you have that first hop and you just go into it. I'm like, how? You move so good.
Yeah, for someone that weighs 360 pounds, I am pretty light on my feet for how big
Yeah,
I am,
yeah.
for sure.
I've never
Yeah,
met you in real life. I've never met you in person. I can't compare how big you are. I mean, everybody says I'm a
yeah,
pretty big guy. I'm 6'2", 200, and I walk around about 220. Everyone says, "Well, you're a big guy." And I'm like, you haven't met any of my friends. Like everybody I know is bigger than me. So it's like it's funny to see that. So
yeah. Right now, I'm 6'4" and hovering right around
yeah,
360.
yeah.
So,
Large individual, which you
but
should be. I mean, that's what this sport requires of you, to be big. So.
yeah, yeah, and it seems to help in some of the other stuff like the heavyweight.
Yeah,
It can counter it a little better and things like that. And heavyweight's gone a lot better than I ever expected. Heavyweight, even when my lightweight was going really well as an amateur, and even as a pro, I've always been over 80 feet since I've been a pro. But my heavyweight was hovering right around the high 30s, low 40s for the longest time, and then it just kind of clicked that.
right. Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
good
now
to
they're
hear.
clicking now.
So how's your podcast going?
Good. The first three episodes are awesome. I'm really happy with how those turned out, and I've got a lot of really good feedback from the community that they really enjoy it. And I recap of Pleasanton and I was talking a little about like the 97-foot throw and things like that. And uh, I was going to edit it on my flight to Loon this week, and then when I checked my iPad, it never saved.
No.
So I got to record another one that I can hopefully drop this week, and then I'm hoping I can get a couple more guys from Celtic. I know Nate Burchett.
Oh wow.
One with him, and then hopefully I can get another guy or two to do
Yeah.
one with me and have a couple off of
Yeah.
Celtic. Yeah, Loon was. I wanted to get a couple or at least one out of Loon, but the weekend was such a quick turnaround that it just
Yeah, I've
didn't
been trying to chime in on your podcast. It's like I put it on in my office, and when I'm in and out, try to pop it on and be like, all right, I'll listen to 10, 15 minutes, and then I'll get busy and do something. I'll listen to 10, 15 minutes. So I'll get through an episode, I promise.
I appreciate it, and it's just something to keep me engaged with the sport as
Right.
well. Especially during the off season, it's really easy to kind of forget about it, and so I don't want that to happen this year, and I want that to the podcast to kind of help me kind of continue to usher, my commitment to the sport, but then also just keep a weekly or monthly basis that just because we're in the off season doesn't mean Highland Games is dead. Right.
I got you. That's awesome. All right. Well, that's about our time. I just want to thank you for coming on the show and, speaking a little wisdom. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We had Emily on right before you. I don't know if you caught it, but I know y'all been games right next to each other for forever. So
Yeah, I don't know what it was. We've been in almost every single games together this year.
Oh, wow.
Worlds, but I think most other games, the same games. So I got to see her break her Sheaf world record at both Enumclaw and then again at Estes, and so that was really cool.
I'm competing against her,
and they were actually.
Go ahead. I'm competing against her husband.
I was going to
say I'm competing against her husband at Masters World Championship. He's in my division. So, we'll be there hanging out. So,
Matt's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think they were throwing Sheaf, I think at the exact same time we were throwing lightweights at Estes. So it was kind of like, she broke the Sheaf record while I was almost simultaneously through the 97. So the atmosphere was really
super awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, I'm looking to eventually meet you in the future. Once HTH takes off a little bit more, we'll be traveling to some more pro games and, be out there, trying to hang out. So hopefully we can, hook up some that sometime and, do some more stuff.
Yeah, man. Let me know if you ever need anything else.
Man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. We'll talk soon.
Of course. Talk later, man. Bye. All
right, folks. Well, there you have it. That's our show for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Hit all the links. On top of all that, and we have keychains. It's a way for y'all to help sponsor. I got mine right here. Hang on. All right. Oh, HTH. And the height. All right. These are our new keychains. You can go over at Viking Throwers Club. I'll leave a link down at the bottom. Y'all can check that out. They're $8. We're throwing in a little decal to go with it. It's kind of cool, something to help sponsor the channel and keep us going, doing what we're doing. We appreciate y'all your help, and we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing right here. All right, we'll see you later, fam.